Guys, what's up? Mr. Phoenix here. And guys, in our Cardfight Vanguard area deck profile from A to Z, which is where I just take all the archetypes in the entire game and alphabetically deck profile them. This one will be my Amon deck profile for January 8th, 2018. So, let's hop into it. First off, for our starter, we have Amon Taller, her maid Grace. First off is, of course, her Forerunner skill and a very interesting rearguard skill. On rearguard, you can counterblast one and rest this unit, not put it into soul, not retire it, rest it. And if you have a Vanguard with Amon in its card name, soul charge 2 cards, and then choose one of your units with Amon in its card name. And that unit gets the ability of on a Vanguard or rearguard circle, meaning it can also be a Vanguard. This unit gains plus 1000 power for each card in your soul. I've easily gotten up to 10 cards in my soul by the time I hit grade 3, so this is an easy 10k power. If you're not at least getting 5,000 to 7,000 off of this, you're not really doing it right. I'd say 8 is, you're doing like pretty good, but you could be doing better, and 9 is like, you're doing really good, try and keep it up, and 10 is like, just, you're not going to get much higher than this, to be honest. Now, ideally, since we are running a cross ride in here, you would be able to just soul charge your Demon World like Amon. That way I don't gotta ride it later and have to worry about it, but whatever. Anyway, that is our starter. As for the trigger on it, we're running 8 crit, 4 stam, 4 heal. Our first crit being Amon's Fog, Growsam. So, with Growsam's effect, automatic counterblast one Amon in its name card. When this card is put into your soul due to an effect from one of your cards, if you have a Vanguard or Amon in its card name, and the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, you may play the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. So it's that simple. It's kind of like a mini, not really, it's like a bit of a less restrictive blaster blade, kind of. Only, I guess you could say it's an archetype themed blaster blade. Only as a trigger, so there's that. For our other trigger, we're of course running 4 copies of Dark Knight Maryland in addition to 4 copies of this. This is pretty simple, just on rearguard, put it into soul, choose up 20 Dark Regulars, and the unit gains plus 3,000 power until the end of the turn. Since it does say one of your Dark Regular clan cards, it can even be the Vanguard. I don't know why you would, but you could. If you wanted to. I'm moving on to stand triggers because that's it for criticals. We're running 4 copies of Dark Queen of Nightmareland. So on that rearguard, when an attack hits during the battle this unit boosted, you may soul charge 1, and if you do, return this unit to your deck and shuffle your deck. Pretty simple, but it's a recycling trigger, which we kind of need a way to get our cards back, so that helps with that. Finally, for the heal trigger, of course, running 4 copies of Specialist Vincent. This just because it's the perfect guard G, the best one in the deck in the entire clan by far, because it's that G Guardian where you discard it and a card is cost. It's one of this is like it's a series of cards or heals, I should say. Those generation heals where when you discard it as cost for a G Guardian, you get some effect. Normally, it's you discard one more card that's grade 1 or below or above or whatever it is, and you draw 1 card. This one is when this card is discarded as cost for its specific G Guardian from your G zone, you can put this unit into your soul. So that's pretty nifty. And yeah, that's basically it for the grade 0 and trigger lineup. Moving on to the grade 1s, we have a 14 in there, I believe. Running 2 copies of Poet of Darkness Amon, which for some reason suffered a name change in the TCG from the OCG. During your turn, If the number of Dark Rider clan units in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gains plus 2,000 power, making it a 9k booster. Kind of irrelevant now, but it's an Amon card. If it's, I guess it can be red fodder, damage fodder, whatever you need it to be, really. If you were serious on making this deck super competitive for some reason, which I don't see a reason, because I think Amon fits just fine in this, you could easily take it out and add 2 copies of Stride Fodder. Where is it? This thing. But also this you could easily take out for 4 copies of this, but again, I just prefer this. There's a lot of times where Blood Speculator has been better, but I just overall think that Bethesda has served me more. It's done me more good than bad, so it's worth it. But again, it's just whatever you need. Whatever you prefer. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Next up, we have 4 copies of House of Amon Hell's Deal. When this unit is placed in the rearguard circle with your Vanguard with Amon in its card name, you may soul charge 2 cards. Very simple, very effective for the deck. We're also running 4 copies of Dorian the Thruster. This is pretty much your everything booster. Automatically on your guard circle during your main phase when a card is put into your soul. If you have a Dark Rider's Clan Vanguard, this unit gains plus 2,000 power until the end of the turn. I'm sorry, I was kind of holding back the on there. And finally, we're running 4 copies of Amon's Hardware Bethesda. This is just a special archetype themed perfect guard. Quintet Wall guy. The reason I'm running it is I just get way too many situations. I get myself into way too many situations where it's like, I only have 1 card in my hand and that is it. And now I'm able to do something about it. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Wow, I feel terrible. As opposed to just having to not be able to be able to guard it at all. So there's that. Also, it thins your deck out, which is kind of dangerous at this point, but at the same time, it's good because it gets you to your triggers faster. Or if you're unfortunate like me, it will melt all your remaining triggers, so be careful for that. And that's it for the grade 1 lineup. Moving on to the grade 2 lineup, we're running 12, which is, I know, kind of a lot. Running 4 copies of M112 Odious Thunder. I'd say this is the ideal ride target, since you're running 4 copies of it. When this unit is placed on rearguard, Soul Charge 1, and if the Soul Charge card has M1 in its card name, you may have this unit gains plus 4,000 power until the end of turn, and if you do Soul Charge 1, once again, and then this unit gains plus 5,000 power for every 5 cards in your soul until end of turn. So it can make pretty big columns, but that's not really why we use it. It's just, it can, and it's nice, but normally we have our columns are already predetermined. Hopefully you'll have a Hell's Nail, who we'll get to in just a second, and this, because it'll just hopefully be on the field because you won't have to replace it, but if so, I guess try to replace it with this. But yeah. We only have 4 copies of M112 Hell's Nail. This card is amazing. So automatically on rearguard counterblast when Amon in its same card. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, soul charge 3 cards. Not much more to say about it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Also notice, do you notice that it says when this unit attacks, not hits a Vanguard, when it attacks a Vanguard, soul charge 3. Finally, to run up the grade 2 lineup, we have 4 copies of House of Amon Hell's Draw. So when this card is placed in rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard Amon, its card name, soul charge 2 cards. So it's literally just like that other card. Also, I know nobody else is going to think so. That card has such a creepy yet amazing artwork at the same time. Just thought you guys should know. Anyway, moving on to Great Thing lineup, we're only running 7. We have we have 3 copies. Well, let's get to the main unit first. We have 4 copies of Demon Moral Marquis Amon. So during your turn, as a continuous effect on the Vanguard circle, this card gains 1,000 power for each Dark Regular Clan card in your soul. So basically 1,000 power for each card in your soul. Pretty good effect. I've had this become a 20k base easy. And then if you just call something kind of worthless, you can just get rid of that. Or if you already have a Hellstorm and you want to get rid of that, just throw it in there and then get out Nerdy Thunder, just whatever you want to do really. And of course you can call your Dark Line of Nightmare Land, put that into Soul and add 3k to anywhere you want really. And finally rounding up both the grade 3 and main deck lineup, we have 3 copies of Demon Marquis Amon Reverse. So, active on the Vanguard Circle, Limit Break 4. You should all know what Limit Break 4 is by now, but in case you don't, I'll go ahead and read it to you. This ability is active if you have 4 or more damage. Choose one of your Dark Regulars Clan rear guards and lock it. This unit gains plus 1,000 power for each Dark Regulars Clan card in your soul. Until end of turn, of course. So already it's kind of like a built-in Amon, which is amazing. And then if the number of Dark Regulars Clan cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit goes critical until end of turn, and this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And of course, it just goes on to explain what locked cards mean and how they're treated on the field and whatnot, but you guys should know. And if not, you can just read that. Basically, it just means your turn face down, and they can't do anything. You can't replace them. They can't guard. They can't intercept. They can't do anything. Also, continuous on the Vanguard Circle. If you have a card named Demon Marquis Amon in your soul, this unit gains 2,000 power at all times, making it a 13k base, which actually is pretty helpful at times. And then, of course, its other abilities, it's just its Lord skill. If you have a unit without the same clan as this unit cannot attack. But why would you mix clans like that? I haven't seen that tactic used in forever. But anyway, that's it for the grade 3 main deck lineup. So, now we're moving on to the G Zone. First off, we are running 2 copies of Airman's Evolution Fornius. It's Stride. You guys know how to Stride by now. I've explained it in my previous deck profiles on my playlist, and if you really still don't understand somehow, just look it up, I guess, because I'm sorry, it's not that difficult, okay? But anyway, I'm sorry if that sounded mean, but really, I promise you, it's not that difficult. Anyway, so yeah, activate it on the Vanguard Circle once per turn. Counterblast 1 and choose one of your rear guards and put it into your soul. Your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. And this unit gains plus 5,000 power for every 5 cards in your soul until the end of turn. So it's basically got that Amon Reverse kind of feel to it. Those Amon Reverse vibes emitting from it. And if the number of cards in your soul is 20 or more, choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards, retire them. And then if you have a heart card named Amon in its card name, this unit gains this unit goes critical until end of turn. So that's very nice. It's basically an enhanced Amon Reverse, so there's that. Your ideal first strat, I would say, and possibly even second. And then from the rest of the turns, you just turns, you just go into Gil's Raz. Anyway, next up, we're also running 2 copies of Amon's Claw of Marchocius. There's the very top skill is how you stride, but again, my throat's hurting a little bit, and I've already explained this multiple times, so I'm not really going to explain it. Activate Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 1. If you have a heart card with Amon in its card name, choose 2 of your rear guards with Amon in its card name in those units, and this unit gains 3,000 power for every 5 cards in your soul until end of turn. It's there for options. You're not normally going to go into it, but if you really are that desperate for the power, it's there. Next up, we have 4 copies of 1 stepped instant. 1 stepped or steeped instant Sharshot. There you go. 1 steeped instant Sharot. Automatic Vanguard Generation Break 2 Darkness, Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, put all of your rear guards into your soul, and this unit gains plus 10,000 power until the end of the battle. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, retire all your opponent's rear guards, and if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call cards with a Sentinel ability from your hand to Guardian Circle. So, overall, it's a really solid card. It just Gills their eyes is just a little tiny smidgen bit better in my opinion, but whatever. I guess it's subjective. And moving on to the final G unit, we have the final Stride unit. We have 4 copies of 1 whose abhorrent Gills their eyes. So of course we have the Stride skill, and we have the which is the same as always, and we have a continue, and then we have an active on the Vanguard skill, which is once per turn. Choose a face down card, name this card, so basically Persona Flip, and then if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gains plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. Then if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more until end of turn, this unit gets auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to Guardian Circle. And if the number of cards in your face-up cards in your Z-zone is 2 or more, this unit goes critical until the end of the turn. This is actually the card that led me into my victory against my opponent who is playing Overlords. I'm pretty sure that is still up on my channel. I'm positive at the time of recording this it is. Unless, like, some odd time into the future, YouTube takes it down for some stupid reason, because they have a habit of doing that, with multiple content creators. They haven't done it with me yet, thankfully, but I just know people who have been affected by it, so hopefully not. Anyway, 5 for the last unit. That wraps it up for Stride units. 5 for the last unit and card in the entire deck. We have 4 copies of Medicine of Discontinuation Vincent. Automatic Generation Break 1. Choose a face energy guardian from your G-zone and turn it face up. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do so, charge 1, and this unit gets plus 5,000 shield for every 5 cards in your soul until end of turn. Normally that's only 10,000. Okay? Normally it's only 10,000. But God almighty forbid if you actually have those 20 cards in soul. If you actually have those 20 cards in soul, my mans, that's all you need. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to wrap up this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Cardmaster Phoenix, signing out. See you guys next time. Have a good one.